Alright, guys, we're back. It's Sauce. It's been a while since I played this game. A few months? I don't know, I gotta check the last time. Why didn't I check? That's very strange. It's been... four months since I... Smallest thing on the TV. Yeah, it's been 4 months. Lots happened since then. 2x2 orders are out, which is pretty crazy. So I thought I'd have to play this game. I have to finish it. I have to do it.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
Okay, that was really loud for me. Okay. Sorry. Okay.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person,
Everybody dies.
I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already!
Dude,
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
Yeah, I do not
But
like...
Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that? Listen up! The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
That's, it's, very inspirational.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Then,
Okay, well, there's
let's start
probably
with when
two
we
killers.
split into the hospital
Well,
team
can
and
we
motel
say?
team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and
I was
Mikan,
most
Fuyuhiko, and me.
suspicious of Gundam and Mikan, if I remember.
The other 5 on the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms.
She, came to wake
We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
If I remember also, that was the Monami and
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
I freaking bolted to Typhoon.
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late.
I don't think Typhoon.
By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least, that's what I thought. The only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital.
And then I noticed Ibuki was gone. So I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko. So I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
What? What's that supposed to mean?
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the four of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's, and not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
Already on some bullshit.
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly suspicious. Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
Alright, I haven't had a bullet. No, it's not. It's I'll stop arguing. It's just as casual as he said. And he's just the kind of guy who just confuses and make matters worse. Damn it. I shouldn't have to explain to Nagito. Trouble comes from that. Oh, yeah. Oh, I should make my cue for
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie,
That's
and the
agreed.
fact that Ibuki hung herself,
And I don't
That
agree
would
with
also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault.
Wait, I was invited to the movie, right? I need to check it out.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
if Hajime's testimony,
think
and the
it's
fact that Ibuki
That would also...
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime is the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously,
Did Hajime...
the fact that the bot means it probably is Hajime's fault. Hajime's testimony...
if Hajime's and the fact that Ibuki
That would also...
I don't think I can. After all, Hajime is the only witness.
Crap. Is that true? Okay. Wait, what?
Hajime-
I should have read it. Okay. Movie ticket. Party ticket. One ticket was passed out. Damn, passed out. Okay, it should give me the tickets.
if Hajime's and the fact that Ibuki
That would also...
I don't think I can. After all,
Why would Hajime...
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime...
The fact that the bodies were imitating means it probably is Hajime's fault.
Wait. I didn't see the movie
Hajime's
until
testimony-
after the,
Hajime's
until
and the
the
fact that it-
investigation.
That would also...
I just
I don't think I
remembered
can.
that.
After
Okay,
all,
it's been so
Why
long.
would Hajime...
Well, obviously,
Did Hajime...
the fact that the bodies were imitating the movie... No, that's wrong!
I'm not the killer! I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Okay, it's contradictions. I remember that.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Huh?
Okay, yeah, he's playing.
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Oh wait, I paid for that sticker.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. Or did anyone tell him what happens
It's
in
like
the
the
movie?
opposite of Twilight.
Of course no one
Case,
did, right?
Like they...
Hold on a sec!
No, I played...
You're the one who brought this up in the first place!
I semi-watched it, like halfway watched it.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
We keep going.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it! Ibuki committed suicide!
Nah, some of
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide. Ain't possible, huh?
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two! Sonia and Kazuichi!
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
Now they got 7.
The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that.
I don't feel like Sonya.
And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru.
Dude, he's on life support in the hospital. Shit.
Me too!
Hey, why are you talking like... Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes!
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall! Is this his professional skill?
Killer is inside the music. Fuyuhiko obviously thinks so, but is that really it? Yeah, I don't know if they were inside. Keep on timing.
The killer was still inside the music venue.
Use drumsticks.
By locking the door from the inside,
The glove was there too.
they tried to keep us from getting in.
The green.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
The glove was in the door, so
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
so they looked like
I
they
don't
had just
remember
rushed
that much.
over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
The person's recollection is so true. I should try to do it. I should be able to prove that.
The killer was still inside the music venue.
Unagree.
By locking the door from the inside.
No.
No, that's wrong! Wait a sec. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
From the outside?
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Oh, I thought it was
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
I'm so glad Yuko's not like making fun of us for like contradicting him now. He's like way better now. Peko made him better. Glue.
I see!
It was super glue.
That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
That's some tough
Glue?
but it is super glue.
Yeah, I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness, and I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth.
Chiaki.
Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I remember Alex smelling glue.
I didn't know glue was edible.
I'm pretty sure they make edible glue.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched.
I wonder how it tastes.
By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly.
But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know?
That's why they use the drumsticks.
That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so? It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose?
But to make us think it was from the inside. Really, they used to glue.
Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
Thank you, wise mom.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue,
he said
the
so.
killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed
He's
space?
my favorite character in the whole game.
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Really?
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
The wallpaper?
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the
Is
baton?
that what it said? Oh no, it's a thick paper. I thought it was talking about the like paper in the back of like, yeah, the, oh no, it's just curtains, my bad.
That's
Well,
right.
there's stuff in the back.
Just
There's
what
black
is this
box.
scrap anyway?
Scrap is stuck in the back. Basically, yeah, we should do this one. Figure out what it is. Hajime, what are you trying to... Oh, this one. Okay, I don't know. I don't think it would start with this. I gotta turn it off my reticle. It's... I can't. Oh, you can make it go faster. was wallpaper. Yep, I got it. I don't need you.
Scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room?
Now I understand.
In the music venue storage room, there should have
that's why
been
it
black
was like
wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap.
Tearing.
There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so,
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper... See? It fits perfectly.
Okay, I didn't know.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
Is this like the opposite of narcissism? I feel like scrap of paper stuff storage. Alright, let's give it a try. Logic tag. Oh, is this run? Oh, it is run too. Oh, whatever, run. What? What's jump? Okay, why is jump for some reason? I got it. I mean, not why, triangle. Oh, shoot, I forgot. What? Okay, why is triangle jump and axis go? Like, no, I get it. See, so good. Question 1. Where did Hyoko's body appear at? Why did Hyoko's body appear? It was hidden in common sense. If she was killed before, right? Okay, I got it right. I guess I didn't. Be fascinating. Who's touching? Word Sonic Adventure 1 style. No, it's Sonic Adventure. The wallpaper, right? So we check behind the curtain. There's nothing there. I think. Yeah, okay. Too easy. Ooh. Go. Oh, okay, I guess how did the killer hide the body of the one who formed the okay, obviously. obviously they covered the pillar with the wallpaper. I feel like that might make the most sense. I think they just make walls. I don't know.
It's all coming together! I got it! Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
Okay, how did they not notice like a huge bulge? How did I notice that? A huge bulge in the body. Just kind of
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar. So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there.
I guess he was focused on Ibuki, so I guess that's...
However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
Yeah.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
Oh,
The
that's
baton
right.
lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar. So using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Yeah, okay, that's how that moves.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on them.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then, when was Hyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey! Don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them. I knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even remember.
Not just that, but Hyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
Yeah, 'cause it wasn't drinking.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
It's like mix up. Okay. No, because there's nobody hiding. You got 50 seconds to hide the window. What did they successful? Because they like movies.
Crap!
Crap. I took too long.
I see! The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then, Hyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
Okay, wait, you know what? That makes sense.
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's
So
valid.
you would think that
The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
You're one to talk.
Yeah, I'm be honest, gonna be. You're wearing invisible and it just continues. I just can't tell how this Blood on. Okay, yeah, Ibuki had blood on his face. That's.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Were there even any footprints at the crime scene?
Maybe her feet were on the floor, but she was like sitting or something. So instead, there'd be a mark on her ass.
Weak, 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 I say!
Why would you say that?
It doesn't even pierce my heart!
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet.
I am telling you to
Did you see her walk?
If her feet was there any sign she stepped on?
Were there even any footprints at the crime scene?
Maybe her feet were, but she was like sitting. So instead, there'd be.
Weak, weak. It doesn't even pierce my heart!
I was gonna say something.
When Hiyoko died,
Ibuki's feet.
I am telling you to
Did you see her walk?
If her feet was there any sign she stepped on something?
I agree with that. Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint bloodstains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood!
Hiyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood,
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye!
Okay, that was pretty cool.
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know. You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Ropies for him.
You're saying...
Okay. We do not have that many okay. That's a smudge. There's blood.
Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Shoot! I'm sorry.
Crap! You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words!
Well, that's fast.
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things! You don't have proof of that at all!
Why are you getting so okay, get me. I'm sorry, it's just so
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
I'm sorry.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
The time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
I guess.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time, too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Suicide.
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is.
Just like how Sakura died. Yeah, you had to vote. You had to vote.
Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Why me?
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive!
What?
When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
She hanged herself! Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that!
Oh, there was the room upstairs in the hospital. Wait, no, that's far from the... What?
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then And just what was that video Hajime saw? According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
No, it had to be live. There's no way. Plus, Soda's like, oh.
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement.
Probably before.
And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then, we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence!
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Leave me cons again. Okay, well, this is an outlaw. Realized that Buki had disappeared when she was That's strap because oh yeah, okay, she couldn't tie her by herself. That's what Sonia probably told her about the feeling. Oh, okay, so that's what
I was totally...
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an... What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed!
okay, before the marriage.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the...
Right before them, I was totally asleep.
I think everyone...
So everyone who stayed... What about you guys? I was where I was supposed...
That's not...
Aside from those if nobody has an alibi, Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed!
We can exclude the sick...
And what about the...
Right before them, I was totally asleep.
I think everyone...
So everyone who stayed... What about you guys? I was where I was supposed...
That's not...
Aside from those if nobody has an alibi, then...
No, that's wrong! Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
No, it wasn't like that.
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Chill, no, not in front of her.
Too much info.
I feel like it'd be more in character for her to say Tiamat.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward, so we were together until right before the announcement.
That was fun.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
Paul?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Okay, well, they have the hemp bag. Which is... They had the hemp bag from watching the movie.
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.